Hello, it's a pleasure to be with you for my TBC Live broadcast. My name is Stephen Cuffey, and it's a pleasure to always represent a fine organization, just the fine TBC as we know it, known as the Billion Coin. Okay, this is my 396 live broadcast, closing in on that number of 400, and that should be on. If I'm right about that, that should be on. Let me see. Today is Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It should be Saturday. It should be my Saturday broadcast. Should be my 400 live broadcast if I keep going like I'm going. And I hope that I have so many people at that broadcast that really support me. Okay, I want to thank my wonderful wife Marlene for being here. Thank you. I see that you're in the chat area, and looks like I got many people from Cleopatra from the Philippines, and we got many people from the Mr. Shohag, and Simone, and TBC Scott, the first one here. Thank you so much, sir, for being here. Thank you, thank you. Um, but I also want to recognize little Kaylin and Kaylin for being here. Thank you so much for my two little ones for being here. And I know it's watching with Merlene from one of her offices at work. Now, okay, folks. We're going to go to the blog for a minute, just a few people, a few areas up there that we're going to talk about. But I want to recognize something that I watched Randy Wilson's live broadcast today. He was so true about talking about the awakening that a lot of people are having. And I think I've talked about that some while back. But you know, folks, what we see is not always what it appears, as we know. But anyway, let me go to the blog. Let's do that. Okay. And this was redemption will be activated soon. This was by one of our female people from the Bangladesh community, Janatu. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but that was her 58th broadcast there. The females are doing a fine job in Bangladesh. It's like the male their male members are. Often a job opportunity is more powerful than promoting a coin. Oh, this was day 38 training by MB Derek. And folks that y'all don't know, MB and I did a wonderful broadcasters meeting Monday, and we had a special guest, TBC admin. And TBC admin was not showing themselves or him or herself. They were just in the chat room and gave us a lot of key points, and will be with us next week from what I'm hearing. So all broadcasters, I'm letting you know this now. If you are a broadcaster and get the word out, I've had a lot of Facebook people all over from Nigeria and all over the place contacting me. Now all these broadcasters are coming out of the woodwork, and I hope and pray that a lot of them are being honest to their broadcasters, because they wanted to take part in this broadcasters meeting, and they saw when admin posted it in the blog yesterday. That admin TBC admin will be joining me and MA and the rest of the other voices of TBC, and we had over 40 people there, and it went very well. And admin said they will be back next week to offer some tips and tricks, some tips and tricks of how to properly recruit people into TBC. Okay, now let's keep going. Great video there by MB and people in the African community. Okay, this was yesterday video from Randy. It says your capabilities can be found within you internally, not externally. And I saw this yesterday. So this was actually yesterday. He did his 233rd broadcast today, and it was a great broadcast. Okay, that's all for now, for there. Okay, folks, I'm going to come out of this. I want to just talk to you just a little bit here about something that's really on my mind, and it really pertains to how admin is seeing TBC right now, and that is that we got to really focus on building, folks. We simply got to focus on building. So, pretty much the title of this broadcast is "Let's not be a spectator, but be a participant." Okay, let's not be a spectator in TBC, but be a participant. No, as spectators, what do? They watch things happen. They watch what people are doing. They watch the actions that people take. But a participant is more active in following the steps to make something move. Well, here in the TBC, we have a lot of what I believe spectators. We used to call them what? Joiners, and we talk participants as being, builders. Well, I'm just changing the terminology a little bit here in this instance. We had a lot of people being spectators, and then the spectators are voicing their opinion on what they believe the billion coin should be or could be. Wherein a participant is active, actually taking the right actions to grow our community. Now, it could be that the spectator, are they the real believers of the billion coin? Do they really believe what it really is? Do they really believe what they are so-called signed up for? But a participant that actually signed up for the billion coin say, okay, this is what we're supposed to do today. This is what we're supposed to do next, and next, and next, and next. But we have a lot of people in the billion coin that's just spectators. They're not participants. You see? They're not participants. We need participants. People that's actually active. Now, we have what we called the Bitcoin contest. And we see people winning every week, right? Some people, about a couple of people, won twice already. They signed up for TBC, and obviously they're showing their actions of being a participant, correct? Because what's happening is they're winning, bringing in multiple members into the billion coin. Now, a lot of times people don't like that word recruit because people don't like to talk to people to get them involved in something. And one of the main reasons that is so is because people generally don't know how to recruit or get people involved. Well, guess what, folks? Become a broadcaster. That's one way to be a participant. Then guess what next happens? Then you will learn how to be more of a participant when you are in the broadcasters meetings. Because like I said, we had admin there yesterday, and it was one of the best broadcasters meetings we've ever had. We had a lot of people. We had Mbe. I let Mbe kind of take over somewhat, and what he did, because I can't disclose all the things that's going behind the scenes, but I'll put it this way: admin is very, 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 very concerned about the frequency of us moving forward. How fast are we moving forward? That's what I'm talking about. Admin is very, very concerned about us not moving as fast as we should. because admin has provided so much material, so many tools, so many things that we can move you forward, but yet people are still being what? Spectators. Watching what? I get people messaging me, what's new in TBC? Come on, people. I wish people stop asking me that question. Please stop messaging me. I don't even answer it anymore. If you I'm telling you, people who watch this video, anyone that messages me and asks me what's new in TBC, I am not answering that question. What I may answer back, if I answer anything back, is go to the TBC blog at blog.thebillioncoin.info. That's what's new. Because people want you to do the work for them. You know, they're too much of a spectator. They are not a participant. A participant would not ask you a question like, what's new in the Billion Coin? What's new in TBC? Are you going to the Send Bud meetings every Monday morning or afternoon or early morning, whatever time slot you're in the world? Are you actually participating in that? Are you a participant in not one, but 8 Send Bud meetings? Do you go back to watch them? If you can't be there when they do it live? See, folks, I don't go to the Send Bud meeting just to get cookies. I go to learn. I go to be sure that I'm a participant. Now, I can think of several people here that are participants in the chat area. You know? So there are spectators in the Billion Coin, and there are participants. Which one are you? I'm going to say that again. There are spectators in TBC, and there are participants. Which one are you? Because that people in that, and I'm just mentioning one area how I see it's building. I'm just mentioning the Bitcoin contest. They're bringing several people into the community every week. And even if you don't, I'm not talking about the ones that's winning necessarily. I'm talking about all the people who are bringing, I don't care if you brought in one, that's showing that you're a participant. Because get this, you could bring one person to the Billion Coin and that could just explode TBC, bringing in hundreds. Sometimes it only takes one that's really a go-getter, that love to get people involved, you know, because that understands that when people come together and unify, that we can grow massively into Billion Coin. So I thought about this today. I said, we have a lot of spectators in the Billion Coin. See, folks, I'm one of those kind of men who I call it how I sees it. You see? Think about what I'm saying now. When you agree that we have possibly more spectators than participants in the Billion Coin. We need more participants. We need more of that, not spectators. Spectators cannot get us to 1 billion members. Spectators cannot solve the whole mission of getting rid of poverty worldwide. Whereas participants can get us to 1 billion members. Participants can be more active in providing, when we at 1 billion members, providing jobs for people that's unemployed. You see? Spectators watch things happen. Participants make things happen. You see my point? It's just plain, folks. Think about this. Admin wants us to get moving. Don't be afraid of that word recruit. Don't be afraid to talk to people. They're not going to bite. Folks, you heard me say many times, I was in an online business for 5 years. I can show you, I don't even want to do this because it's not for this purpose. I can show you right now an award that I received over stage of over 10,000 people. And that definitely involved recruiting. I was out in public talking to people about that opportunity. And I built a team. I'm not talking about thousands, but I built a team by myself. And I had home meetings, talking into hotels, talking on stage. I did it all in that business. And all admin asks us to do is follow the system. Okay? All admin doesn't need spectators. Admin needs participants. We're talking about those builders that we all are referred to. We're talking people that build and keep building. And the most wonderful thing the admin just did about a couple of weeks ago, actually about 3 weeks ago now, came out with what? Practically almost 4 weeks ago, came out with our 4th campaign, where we can now make passive residual income for being, see, admin wants to compensate you for building. You don't have to do it for free. So when you bring people in TBC, aren't you making Bitcoin? But those $11 per person that you bring in, which is about 4 grains of gold, those add up, folks. And when Bitcoin goes up in value, that also goes up in value. See, people hadn't looked at it that way. So this is a word. This is one word out to the spectators. If you're a spectator out there and see this live broadcast, this is coming from me. Don't complain about anything about the Billion Coin. If you are a spectator, you have no right to complain about anything if you're not a participant. If you don't, I believe, I'm gonna put it real straight to you. And people may not like how I'm gonna present this, okay? If you're a participant, please just keep your mouth closed. If you're gonna say anything negative about the Billion Coin, because we're building love, respect, and abundance in this operation, folks. Let's just be good to each other, okay? We have to make sure that we're doing what admin expect of us. And I have said that so many times in the Billion Coin. We cannot continue to be a spectator. We have to build. We have to encourage fast duplication because we are in a duplication phase. We are not in an economic phase. So when people are talking about exchanges and all that crap, forget that. Don't fall for those scams. There are no exchanges in the Billion Coin. Just focus on being a participant and grow our numbers in the Billion Coin. Folks, if this is the best time to be a broadcaster, you know why? Because you get invited to our broadcasters meeting, and now you got admin. his or her themselves there, offering their tips and tricks of how to properly get people in the Billion Coin. Have all kinds of experience in doing this. You see, folks? Now everybody in the world is reaching out to me about invite me to the broadcaster chat area so I can get the link to come to the broadcasters meeting. Because folks, I will not just be sending out that Zoom link to every individual person around the world. I can't do that's just too much. It's just too much. Become a broadcaster, then you can be invited to the broadcaster chat area, and then you can come. Because see, we are the broadcasters, are the voices of TBC. I'm just one out of many, folks. I'm just one out of many. We have some voices of TBC right here, starting with what? Starting with TBC Scott. Oh, Nonito is here, and I'm sure he got his team watching. Become a participant. Become a participant. Perform the actions that's necessary to build our community. Know what TBC is. Know what TBC isn't. And know your correct role in TBC. Know those three things, folks. We have 3 years worth of blog posts. A lot of blog posts, a lot of video, a lot of content. Become a student of the TBC blog, and you will never fail in knowing what your responsibility is. You will know what TBC is. You will know what it isn't, and you will know your correct role through your whole journey. I've said it before, keep the Billion Coin simple. Don't make it complex. Keep it simple. The more active you are, the simpler it becomes. I'm going to say that again. The more active you are in the Billion Coin, the simpler it becomes. And I'm not just saying this to hear myself talk. This is what I feel. This is what I've done. This is what I know is true. Just be a participant and not a spectator. Because a spectator just watches. Just watch and see what happened next. And then may offer their opinion. And some of our participants stop listening to spectators about their opinion about what they think is going on in Billion Coin. Because that just slows you up. Okay? Admin did not start this broadcasting just for to hear ourselves talk, folks. We're trying to teach you all something that can get you forward in life. Okay? All right, now. And what they're saying, I see Halima and Merlene talking here. It's talking about merchants. Yes, merchants are huge in our billion of the Billion Coin. I know over in the Philippines, they have merchants. I know Jocelyn, she's a merchant. I know a few other people over there as merchants. They just had a TBC trade fair over in Nigeria. People were purchasing 100% TBC over there. In part TBC, in part their currency, which is Naira. Awesome trade fair they had over there in Nigeria and in the continent of Africa. Folks, I'm going to say this to you something. Admin is posting all kind of videos where people are being participants. But it's not left up to them totally to grow our community. They're doing their part. It's time for a lot of members out there that's just not active to become a participant so we can get to this billion members as fast as possible, so we can help those people that's in dying need and poverty. Okay? All right. Does anyone got any questions? Anyone got any questions? See, Merlane and I, she knows. We had several of our family members over there feeding little kids and adults as well, elderly people, providing just not food, but clothing and medical services to some. Hundreds of people in different parts of some of the most poorest areas of the Philippines. Could not cover every area. It's still a vast part that still haven't been touched yet. That's in Philippines that's very poor. And all we did is used our own resources. We pulled together. Go out to some people. Ask some people that have maybe a little money to donate for a good cause. People, don't be afraid. You'll be surprised what people would say. You'll be surprised. Provide some examples that you see people are doing in TBC right now. Become more of a participant. You can help some poor people right now, some people in poverty right now. A lot of us can. Some of the things we have right now, we don't necessarily need. We have it because it's like a luxury. Okay? All right. Well, thank you, Mimi, for saying that. Yes. If y'all, thank you if you see it as motivation. But it's just not motivation. It's the truth on what things has to be in order for us to help people. You can't sit back and let admin keep pouring on more tools, more tricks, more whatever tips. We cannot keep waiting on admin. We cannot keep waiting on TBC admin. We have to do it ourselves. Randy and I have both said before, what if, and the admin is not planning on doing this, I know, but what if TBC admin just took a leave a few months away? Let's just see what actions we'll take. How more active will you be using the tools that we are? Folks, we have enough right now. Right now. If admin just took off and just said, okay, y'all got all you need. I'll talk to you when we get to 1 billion members. No one cannot tell me we don't have enough right now to get there. If we maintain what we have and build upon that, I'm going to say that again. If we maintain what we have and build upon that, we can get to 1 billion members. Get more merchants involved. Not just individuals, more merchants involved. Not the big chain stores, the mom and pop type stores, the smaller stores. It has to start from within. Because I've said something before, a few can become many. I'm going to say it again. A few, it starts with a few, then it becomes many. A few, many. That's how you got to be visualizing it. A few, many. Okay? See, Nonito, I know he's on the ball. If that is not a great participant, I don't know what is. I want to recognize, I'm going to say this right now. Halima, Jocelyn, Halima and Jocelyn, those three along with their team, if they're not participants, I don't know what is. They're all over Philippines spreading this TBC. If inmate Derek, if he's not a participant, I don't know who he is. Is Pritam Kumar in India? And Tara and a few other people in India? If they're not participants, in fact, all of the Simba hosts are participants. TBC Scott, if he's not a participant, I don't know TBC Scott, because I know him because he is a participant. See, I'm just mentioning some people names. I can name many more. Marianne Murphy, Victoria Flores, Lawrence Batana Melalecki. I could just go on and name after name after name of participants. My wife is a very good participant, but she does it behind the scenes. But you saw all those pictures that I showed on my broadcast. I never did show y'all the last group, but it was some of the same. But of all the work they're doing, see, they're in the trenches of the poor. You see what I'm saying? They're in the trenches. They're doing what a lot of us will be doing later on when we're at a billion members, but we can start right now. See, I know we got a billion to get to a billion, but you can start now. When you pull people together and unify, and y'all are all in line, you can do some great things, folks. That's right. Cleopatra said there are some people don't have money to pay their hospital bills and help and need help too. That is so true. There are so many people with medical needs, folks, that have disease, all kinds of medical things going on with their bodies, and not getting the proper medicine. They're in pain each and every day. Can you imagine yourself being in pain each and every day, folks? You know, I talked about a few days ago about us being healthy TBCNs. That whole broadcast was talking about health, because that's something that we never talk about. So, Cleopatra, you got a very good point there. I'm just looking at some of the things people are saying. Yes, Nanita talked about the cash flow conference in Philippines happening July 25th. They're doing a cash flow conference. Do you get that? Nonita, as a Nonita Rebel, is one of the most active TBCNs that I know. Darren Haywood, another act. He one is the few in New England and New Zealand that are a participant. Now, some of my other brothers and sisters, I have some other brothers in New Zealand that are participants. You know, I'm proud of everybody, what y'all doing. I really am. I'm proud of everybody that's showing their participant. And get this, I know firsthand that admin sees what you're doing. Don't ask me how I know, but I know admin sees you. I used to always say that when you're doing broadcasts, admin is watching you. Well, and all of a sudden, admin starts showing up in a few of our chat areas. And voila, you get very surprised, right? I had a feeling that was going to come. That's why I was saying that so much to people in my broadcast. Don't think when you post listen. We all should post our broadcast in the testimony page of the KCBO, our Cream Cash Back Office, right? But sometime when I do broadcasts, before I can even post it, admin already got it up in the blog, because admin is what? Admin knows my YouTube channel. They can put it right from the YouTube channel and post it. So make sure you posting all the URL link for your YouTube channel, for your YouTube video, in the testimony page, every single one, and under the broadcaster reward, so you can get credit for it. Because you know you get one, what? Just for information purpose, you know you get 1 million cookies. And what are cookies, by the way, folks? It's just a quick question, just to catch some people. Cookies is what? Is like what? It's basically a point system in TBC. The more cookies you get, the more crinkles, more TBC coin you get. And that coin going to be used for what? Not just help you and your family, but to help people in poverty next year when we get to 1 billion members, right? We're not just becoming billionaires and millionaires just for us, folks. We're becoming that to help get rid of poverty as we know it here on earth. So I'm done, folks. I went over a little of my time here. I just wanted to let you know that I feel strongly about us being participants and not just spectators, because those spectators are the ones that's saying negative things or they're just complaining. Don't listen to that, because that just slows your process and your mindset. It just slows you moving forward. Okay. All right, folks. Thank you so much for being here today, folks. Thank you so much, all of you that's in this live broadcast today. Because when I think of people, it's like, get this, folks. It's like 3:39 in the morning in the Philippines, which is my time here. And guess what? We got people that's up in the middle of the early morning just to see my broadcast. Are they a participant? Sure they are. Sure they are. Everyone here, everyone that I can see here, Mr. Musa, everyone here that's in this chat room, I can label as a participant. So I'm not really talking about the people in this chat area at all. I'm talking about the people out there. We got we got 3.3 plus members, 3.3 million plus members. And not even half of them have paid their admin fee. I bet y'all didn't know that, did you? If I was to tell you the number, because I happen to know it, it would shock you how many people paid that admin fee. It would shock a lot of you if I told you. And I know around that number. I happen to know that. I'm gonna tell you some people. I can't tell you all I know, but I'm gonna tell you this. What I do know, this about admin, is that admin want us to move fast. Not so fast that you're not getting the proper education along the way, I must say, but move fast. Fast duplication. And if you become a part of the broadcaster meetings we're going to be doing in the next few weeks, it's going to be centering on that right now. I'm letting you know, because admin's going to be there. I don't know if the admin's going to be there every time, but I don't know if they're going to commit for a few weeks. But all I know is that admin was there yesterday, and admin plans to be there next Monday. So it's a broadcasters meeting you do not want to miss. I'm letting you all know that. I know you were there, by the way, Noli. I saw you. I know you were there. You know, so expect, and admin is not going to be visible. No. If people are thinking that, get that out of your mind. Admin is going to be in the chat area like you are, and admin is quick about putting in messages. We just got to take heed of it and use it. Okay? Admin is a master recruiter. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Yeah. Admin knows how to get people involved in an organization. Has a lot of experience of it. Okay? See, if you was in the yesterday's meeting, you would have known that. Okay? All right. Okay, folks. Thank you, Marlene. I got a wonderful person in my life, I'm telling you. She's a wonderful person. She's the best ever, I'm telling you. I haven't talked to her much at all because I know she's been real busy today. And you're a minister of a major hospital here in the United States. It's pretty tough. Well, it's been great, folks. Let me say a last thing for people who are doing broadcasts and I'm very kind of quick on it. Just speak from your heart. Elaborate more on what you're speaking about. Provide some notes for you to feed off of during your broadcast if you just can't do it ad lib like I'm doing. Because I'm used to doing it. I used to have some notes if it's something I really want to get across, I will have some notes. I may have a website to show you. But broadcasts should be at least 15 to 30 minutes, at least. That's what admin wants. Okay? I've never done a broadcast to my recollection less than 15 minutes, to my knowledge. Now, unless there was something wrong. Okay? All right, but anyway, folks, it's been great having you today. Thank you all. Thank you, Merlene and the kids. Thank you, Kaylin and Kaylin. Thank you so much for everyone from all over the world, in Philippines and around the world. Thank you for being here today. I hope you saw some value in what I talked about today, and I'll be back tomorrow for another broadcast, and I hope that all of you will join me. So be blessed, and everything will be okay. Peace, everybody.